We live in turbulent times. Technology connects us to everything except ourselves. The mind races, the heart tightens, sleep disappears, the future frightens, the past hurts, and the present slips away. It is in this scenario that millions of people, in silence, face the inner giants. Anxiety and depression. Anxiety traps the mind in tomorrow. Depression traps us in yesterday. To reconnect with yourself, and, perhaps, with something greater than you. Both hijacked peace, steal hope, and distort how we see life. But there is a way, a path of reconstruction, internal, deep, and courageous. It is the mind living in the future, fearing what has not yet happened. Breathless, groundless, without peace. This is not a medical manual, but it is an invitation to see with different eyes, to feel with another soul. Cries from the body, mind, and spirit that something needs to be looked at with more care, more awareness, and more truth. Energy disappears. Willpower fades. The colors of life dim. It is not just sadness. It is a profound disconnection from the very soul. What is anxiety? What is depression? Anxiety is the constant anticipation of a threat. The body prepares to fight or flee, even without real danger. Anticipating risks is normal and necessary, but when it becomes constant, exhausting, uncontrollable, it turns into pathological anxiety. We try to predict the future, avoid all pain, guarantee every outcome, and that is impossible. Depression, on the other hand, is the opposite. It is the body and mind that have given up fighting. It often arises from trauma, loss, disappointments. Other times, it just appears, without an apparent cause. Both conditions are not weaknesses. They are signals, a reconstruction of how we deal with pain, the past, guilt, and loss. The anxious mind. When the future becomes the enemy, the anxious mind is trapped in what might go wrong. It creates scenarios of failure, loss, pain, and humiliation. Stoicism teaches that anxiety arises when we try to control what is beyond our control. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to us that disturbs us, but our judgment about what happens." In anxiety, practice breathing, pause, reduce stimuli. Less is more, one step at a time. The solution is not to control the world, but to control our perspective of it. What is seen begins to heal. The depressed soul, when yesterday weighs too much, depression is like a fog that covers everything. It erases motivation, isolates, makes the world seem meaningless. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Being present heals more than it seems. The life of a man is what his thoughts make of it." This does not mean just think positive. On the contrary, it is a call for deep mental hygiene, a change in the pattern of thought. Depression is not overcome by willpower alone, but it also cannot resist truth, love, time, and the daily courage to keep going. It reminds us that life is bigger than our fears, that we are not alone, that there is purpose in pain and hope in the middle of the night. You don't have to face everything alone. How to start overcoming? Accept what you feel. Denial only delays facing it. Anxiety and depression do not disappear with ready-made phrases or pretending. Name what you feel, right? Pray, speak, bring it to light. Small steps in depression. Even getting out of bed can be a battle. Start small. A shower, a glass of water, a short walk. Reduce excess future and past. The mind needs grounding in the present. This can be done with simple practices. Attention to breathing, daily gratitude, manual tasks, silence, slow reading. It was the sum of it all. Prayer, therapy, writing what I felt, and stopping isolating myself. With truth, seek help not to post, but to clear the soul. Psychologists, therapists, doctors, spiritual leaders. Asking for help is not weakness. There are effective treatments. Faith is a source of relief. The Bible is full of passages about anxiety and suffering. Jesus himself said, "Do not be anxious about anything." And Paul wrote, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Faith does not eliminate suffering, but it offers a safe place to rest the heart. Praying, meditating, connecting with something greater, all help calm the soul. The Stoics and the healing of the soul with support, with time, with patience. The Stoics were not indifferent to pain. They simply refused to be dominated by it. Seneca, in his letters, said, "It is more courageous to conquer yourself than to conquer armies." For the Stoics, the key to a good life is not living without pain, but living with dignity even when pain appears. Depression and anxiety may visit us, but we don't have to make a home for them. We can feel them, welcome them, and keep going. Anyway, real testimonies. I started to come out of depression when I stopped comparing myself to others. When I accepted I was ill and needed help, anxiety controlled me. I only started to breathe again when I put down my phone, eased the pressure, and began walking quietly every day. It wasn't one single thing that healed me. Real stories, real overcoming, slowly, with patience. Daily practices that help. Emotional journal. Write what you feel. Light routine. Structure your days with small achievable goals. Regularity brings security. Sleep and nutrition. Sleeping well and eating better changes more than you imagine. There is strength in being vulnerable. There is power in continuing. Real connection. Seek people who truly listen and learn to say, I need help. Light, physical exercise. Walk, stretch, dance. The body influences mood. Limit social media. Less comparison, less distraction, more presence. There is light after the tunnel. Anxiety and depression may seem like a tunnel with no way out, but they aren't. They are deep invitations to inner transformation. You can overcome them. You can feel joy again. You can sleep peacefully again. You can rediscover your strength, and you can inspire others to do the same. Remember, pain is real, but hope is too. Conclusion, the courage to continue. Overcoming anxiety and depression is not forgetting what you feel. It is relearning to live despite what you feel. It is waking up on a hard day and still trying. It is having relapses and not giving up. It is seeking help and continuing. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are not less spiritual or less worthy for suffering. You are human, and that is already sacred. If you've made it this far, take a deep breath. Look at yourself with compassion and know there is beauty in rebuilding. Be gentle with yourself. Be strong inside. Be a sentinel of your soul.